I'm John Sankovic, the President and CEO of the Ohio Aerospace Institute. The Ohio Aerospace Institute and our sponsors have been honored to work with NASA Glenn Research Center to showcase the fantastic work being done at the center through the Evening with the Stars event. For 80 years, NASA Glenn has been developing technologies to take Americans higher, farther, and faster. Through this platform, we have had the opportunity to feature amazing achievements in aviation, innovations in space propulsion and power, and advances in communications technologies. Integrating the technologies into systems, we can see how they will take us back to the moon and on to Mars. Of course, all these technologies are exciting, but Evening with the Stars is more than hardware. It's about the people that make those ideas reality. It gives us a platform to spotlight the innovators at NASA Glenn Research Center that live in our community and that are our friends and neighbors. The Ohio Aerospace Institute is proud to help tell their stories to inspire future generations. And now I'd like to introduce and thank NASA Glenn Center Director, Dr. Marla Pérez-Davis, who has been the key supporter of the event since its inception.
Over the past 6 years, an Evening with the Stars have become an integral part of Northeast Ohio's aerospace community, providing a yearly opportunity to educate, inspire, and network. In 2014, the first event was held at the Great Lakes Science Center and featured an overview of NASA Glenn's core competencies: power, propulsion, communications, and advanced materials, all of which have allowed our center to play a critical role in America's aviation and space exploration for the past 80 years. As the event became a yearly celebration, we look back at a century of dreaming big and shooting for the stars at the Cleveland History Center, where we discuss Glenn's microgravity research, space communications, and solar electric propulsion work. The Cleveland Museum of Art hosted in 2016 as we celebrated NASA Glenn's 75th anniversary, with emphasis on the Orion spacecraft, next-generation aircraft, and how NASA's various technologies help citizens in their everyday lives. We then examined how NASA Glenn shapes the world of tomorrow at the Cleveland Public Library, with presentations about our world-class testing facilities, how we are using cognitive and quantum systems to change how we communicate in space, and we outlined our effort to send humans to the moon, Mars, and beyond. We rocked out on the Lake Shore in 2018 at the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame as our NASA stars, featured alongside music's biggest stars, told us more about our unmatched test capabilities at the recently renamed Neil A. Armstrong Test Facility in Sandusky, innovative nuclear power system for space exploration, and how our aircraft icing research has improved flight safety. Our most recent event, we welcomed our audience to the Cleveland Museum of Natural History to talk about how NASA's gateway in orbit around the moon will enable us to land the first woman and the next man on the moon by 2024. How once on the moon or Mars, we will use the resources we find to live and work sustainably on these celestial bodies, and how decades of aircraft propulsion experience is allowing us to usher in electric commercial aircraft. Over the years, we have hosted hundreds of guests and highlighted many significant exploration, technology, and science contributions. But the success of this event is only made possible through the continued support of the Ohio Aerospace Institute, our sponsors, and a myriad of supporters in our local community. We appreciate your continuous interest in NASA Glenn. While we are disappointed to have postponed the event, we want you to know that NASA Glenn is still hard at work, at home, and in a limited safe capacity on site, to ensure Ohio and the United States stay on the cutting edge of aerospace technology. In fact, this year marks NASA Glenn's 80th anniversary, which is a testament to not only decades of hard work by our staff, but the support we receive from the greater Cleveland community. When we are able to safely gather together again, I can assure you our presenter, Upton Benavan, Ray Kastner, and David Urban, will inspire you with their work to push boundaries and break barriers both here on Earth and space. We thank you for your support of An Evening with the Stars and for your continued interest in NASA Glenn and Ohio's aerospace community. We look forward to seeing you in person soon.